Hey y'all, so I thought for this video I'd do something a little different. I'm not going to be specifically answering a common question that I get. I'm just going to be talking about what the market is like today, kind of in general. So right now it is July 17th, 2020 that I'm filming this. The world is a little crazy. It's been for the past few months now. And of course the real estate market has been affected. How could it not be affected? Right now, it is a seller's market. It's been a seller's market for a while. What I mean by a seller's market versus a buyer's market is in a seller's market, there are less houses for sale. There's less inventory of listings. Therefore, buyers are willing to pay more and compete more to get those listings. It's a simple economic principle of supply and demand. Supply is down and demand is high. After we got released from our stay-at-home orders in middle of May, end of May, what we saw was the seller's market environment that was already existing prior to COVID kind of just amplify a little bit more. Still the same seller's market, just magnified. And what I mean by that is there were already not a lot of listings. And then COVID came. So some people that had their house listed for sale said, I'm pulling it off the market. I'll wait until all this craziness is over. I don't need to sell right now. I want to stay safe. So you have some people that had their house on the market that pulled it off. You have other people that were planning to put their house on the market between March and May. That's what we call the spring market. Usually that's the best time of year to list your property for sale. And they said, whoa, I was planning on doing this, but not anymore. Again, I'm gonna wait till this craziness is over. So we already had low inventory. Now it's even lower, okay? So that's one half of it. The other half of it is the demand is even higher now. So and I don't know what made this happen, whether it was because buyers were pent up or whatever, but after the stay-at-home orders got lifted, we saw a surge of buyers to the marketplace. Now, maybe that's not more buyers than we would have normally had over the span of those months. I personally think it was just because we were cooped at home and we couldn't do anything. So people that would have bought in March, April, or beginning of May, they were kind of now all backlogged. So once, the gate was lifted, it was flooded. So we have a lot more buyers flooding the market and a lot less inventory. So what's happening now is it's just sellers have all the leverage and all the power in the situation. Buyers are waiving inspections. They're putting huge deposits down. They are going well over asking price, asking for zero seller's assist. And sellers are getting multiple offers. If you're a seller and you price your house competitively right now, you're not overpricing it, it's right in the range where it should be that your realtor, hopefully if they're good, has instructed you to list it at. If you have a good, healthy listing price, you're going to get multiple offers, and some, if not all of them, will be asking price or over asking price. I just had somebody in my office, one of my coworkers, one of his listings was listed for, I think, $225,000. Within the first 3 days, he had 36 showings, pretty much backed up from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. He had 19 offers, some which were all cash, some which were as high as $25,000 over asking price, waiving inspections, just like I was just saying. So it's out there, it's real. Even in the lower price range, a couple months ago, I had buyers who were very serious buyers, seeing maybe 10 to 15 homes a week with me, put in offers on, I believe, 5, maybe 6 houses. Each time was a multiple offer situation, and each time somebody else beat us out. Finally, on that 6th or 7th time, I lost track. I couldn't even keep count. There was so many. They finally got accepted, and I give it up to them for their perseverance because they did not give up. But that's just the kind of market we're in right now. It's very, very competitive. But what is going to happen going forward? And that's the big question that is on everybody's minds. Nobody really knows for sure. Nobody has a crystal ball. If I did, I would, be involved in stocks and, a millionaire by now. But I've listened to a lot of podcasts and read a lot of articles about this, and it kind of seems like everybody is generally on the same page with what's coming. And here's what's coming. First, we're not really going to see any changes until the election, which is kind of normal. Things should hold steady until then, maybe end of October, beginning of November. If we see changes, we might see changes then, but probably not before. Now, one thing that we're going to see around that time, end of October, beginning of November, is the first round of forbearance coming to an end. Forbearance is what the government gave homeowners who at the start of COVID couldn't pay their mortgage. So the government said, all right, we'll put your mortgage in forbearance for 6 months. There's option to go for 6 months, and then there's option to extend for 12 months. And at the end of that forbearance period, you have to, pay your mortgage back or extend to the next 6 months. So I think what we're going to see around, end of October, beginning of November is that first forbearance period coming to an end. If they didn't extend, we might have some people at that point saying, oh, I can't afford my mortgage anymore because I've been unemployed for the past few months, or I lost my job. I'm going to have to sell this house and either rent or buy a smaller house. So I think we're going to see some more inventory, some more listings come on the market around that time, right around the election. Maybe not a lot. We'll probably see more at the end of the second forbearance period in April. So that will be exactly a year after COVID hit. I think we're going to see even more inventory go on the market then. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. They could, give us a longer forbearance period. They could offer mortgage forgiveness. Who knows? But I'm just saying this based on the facts that I know today. So what's going to happen when these houses come back on the market? Because even if it seems like a small percentage are coming back on the market in October and another small percentage in April. Right now, 10% of all homes in the United States are in forbearance. That's a lot of homes. 1/10 of all the homes are in forbearance. All of that 10% is not going to be able to step up to the plate and say, yep, all right, I'm back in the game. I can pay my mortgage now. A lot of those people are going to have to step out. They're going to have to downsize. They're going to have to sell, whatever. So even though it seems like a small percent, when we actually look at numbers of homes, we're going to have a lot more homes on the market. So that's going to start to tip this buyers and sellers market. We're going to have more inventory, maybe the same amount of buyers, whatever, but now competition isn't as tight. It's not 10 buyers going after one house. Maybe now it's 10 buyers and they have the options of 6 houses. So when this happens, a couple things happen. One is days on the market might go up. If it's a less competitive market, if it's tipping more towards a buyer's market, buyers don't have to jump on things as quickly. They can take their time, they can shop around. So you might see houses, instead of getting 19 agreements within the first 2 days, it might take a month to get an agreement on them. Who knows how long that days on the market period will extend, but it definitely won't be as a high pressured situation as right now. Right now it's crazy. I tell my clients right now, if you like this, we got to jump on it. Like if this showing is at 5 o'clock and this is the house you want, we're meeting at my office at 6 o'clock to sign the papers and send it over. We're not waiting until tomorrow morning. We're doing it now because that's just how competitive it is. It's nuts out there. Another thing that'll happen is home prices will drop slightly. It might not be hugely noticeable. You might not be getting, a $200,000 house for $120,000, but maybe $185,000, and even if they don't drop in listing prices, they could drop in closing prices, because the best bet for a seller is when they list it at market price and they get multiple offers over market price, right? So now what's going to happen, if there's less competition, they're going to list it at market price and probably get offers under market price, because the buyers will know, well, the seller doesn't have to choose between 20 offers anymore. They're only getting one offer, or they're only getting 2 offers. So we can start a little lower and we'll have some more leverage to negotiate. Another thing that'll happen is sellers will have to be more amenable. And what I mean by that is right now sellers can get away with a lot. Sellers can get away with, not staging their house, denying the buyers the right to do inspections, with demanding more deposit money or a higher purchase price. Sellers really have all the leverage right now. But if things shift, they might not. If buyers start to have the leverage and they put in an offer and the seller comes back and tries to negotiate terms, the buyer might say, you don't want to let me do a home inspection? I'm walking away because there's 5 other houses that I'm also interested in. They want to sell, and they're more than willing to let me do a home inspection. So the power might shift a little bit. Okay, so what does this mean for you, the consumer? Depends what group you're in as a consumer. First group I'm going to talk about is sellers. If you even have the slightest inkling that you want to sell your house, it may be in the next 2 to 3 years, sell it now. Pretty much every source I read says we are either at the peak or a little before or a little after the peak of home values. Like, list it yesterday. It is such a hot market right now for sellers. You have all the power, you have all the leverage. Get a good agent and you will make bank right now. Sell now. Now, when it comes to buyers, there's a few different categories of buyers. One, the easiest that I'll start with right now is the investment buyer looking for a really good deal, looking to make a profit. Now is not your time. Sit back, relax, take some online classes or save up some more money. Now is not the time to buy your investment property or your flip property. Just typical, common sense of investment is you want to buy low and sell high. Right now, you would be buying high. So hold off on just pure investment purchases. Another category of buyers are buyers that need to buy right now. There's always buyers that need to buy. Either, you want to get in a new house before the school year starts because you're living with relatives and they're crazy and you can't stand them one more minute. Or you got a new job, you have to relocate, you have to buy a house right now, right? If you're in a position where it makes more sense for you to purchase right now than to not, you can still do it. It's not the worst idea in the world. And something working for you is that interest rates right now are at an all-time historic low. Like years and years ago, they were in the double digits. Even 2 years ago, when I started the real estate business, they were around 5%. Right now, you can get them as low as 2.875. Crazy low, historically low. We've never seen interest rates this low. So even though it is a competitive market out there, you might be paying, a little bit more for a house than you want to pay. You're going to get a really, really good interest rate, which will help balance out that monthly payment. So if you have to buy now, go ahead and buy now. It's not the worst thing in the world. Just do your best to get a good deal. Don't go overpaying for a house just because it's the house of your dreams, unless you have lots of money in the bank and you don't care about making a bad investment. If that's your case, I don't care. Do whatever you want. But if you're looking to get a decent deal, go in maybe under market price, look at houses that have been on the market for longer, that maybe aren't, in as tight of competition. Maybe buy under your means instead of at or over your means. So you can buy right now, just be really smart about it and don't overpay. And then there's the last group of buyers that, you're comfortable where you are. You don't really need to buy right now. You're looking to buy within the next few years or so. If this is you, I would wait, because right now we're at the peak. Sellers have all the control. If you don't need to buy right now, just hold on. Just hold off a little bit. If you're in the funny situation where you're both a seller and a buyer, you want to sell your current house and buy one, that's a little trickier because right now your house is gonna sell like that. You're probably gonna get a decent price for it, but then as the buyer, you're in a competitive market. So it would probably even out. You'll make bank selling, but you might have to pay a little more buying. So it equals out that way. Honestly, your very best bet, if you're in this dual instance, would be sell now, rent for a year, live with relatives for a year, and then buy when the market turns. I know that's not doable for everybody. I definitely think you're better off selling and buying now than waiting to sell until the market turns. Well, that's it. I hope that was educational and you learned a little something and kind of helped time your decisions in the real estate marketplace. Squiggles joined us for this one. I don't know when he got up there, if he was there the whole time or not. I was too in the zone talking about my passion, which is real estate. So I'm going to link my other socials in the comments. Feel free to peruse my channel for other informational videos on buying and selling homes. And if you want to buy or sell, let me know. Thanks.